Warning: the following contains vulgar language and triggering content. It is intended for a mature audience. Let me say that again. It is intended for a mature audience. Everyone else can go fuck themselves, so honk your nose, clowns from far and wide, because we're bunkering down with your hosts Sarge Mayhem and Cable. So sit back, relax, give us a squeeze, and enjoy the show.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Kind of sad. No viewers. Womp womp. Anyway, for the rest of you guys that are going to watch later, you are bunkered down. Welcome to the bunker. Go ahead and give us a squeeze. Honk honk. I'm Sarge Mayhem. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Cable in tonight. We're going to be doing another episode on Wednesday. This is kind of the Season 1, Episode 8.1, something like that. We're going to do something like that. Yeah. He'll be back. He just got caught up with, that adulting called work. So, hopefully the volume is good. I got one viewer. Hey, there we go. What's going on, that one viewer? Say something in the chat. Let me know how the sound is, I guess. Yeah. Working on getting that other mic. Hopefully we can get it in before the next one so we can get some good mic coverage. Get two of us and maybe sound a little bit better. Just to let you know, we are still trying to name this fucking clown. Still not getting a lot of feedback. We need this fucking clown named. What are we going to name it? You guys let us know. On Bunker Down, we are pretty open-minded. We like to listen to other people's point of views because that's the only way that we can grow. It's the only way. So just to let you know, we will show stuff that we've never either seen before or that we have some disagreement with, or some agreement, some disagreement. And this happens to be the next one. Sound is good. Thanks, Cable. Hey, that's what happens. He's still dealing with work shit, but he's listening, so see, he's still part of it. He's in it. So just to let you guys know, this one's going to be about a guy that me and Cable watched a little bit of. It's named, the guy's name is Anointed Hands. I'll have to put a description in and stuff and send you the actual link just to let YouTube know. I've already contacted this gentleman, and he gave me the permission. Like I said, I don't agree with every single thing that he says, but I think he's got a good point. Shane, what's going on, dude? Hey, we're up to 3. We're up to 3. Who else is on there? We got Shane, Cable. Who else is on there? Cable, I hope you're feeling a little bit better from that dry room, getting that massive headache and still coming home from that Space Force Center, if you know what I mean. But anyway, this guy, like I said, I don't 100% agree with every single thing that he says, and I will put my point of view and my perspective in, which, I mean, for most part means absolutely fucking nothing. But nonetheless, he has some really good points, and I don't want to hit on this long, so we're going to jump right into it. Again, it's I'm pretty sure it's Anointed Hands. Let's double check. Oh, fuck, I don't want to hit it. All right, so we'll find out later, but I'm pretty sure it's Anointed Hands. I haven't seen anything else from this guy, but when I was on Lethal Logic, one of the guys from there, actually, Booby from there, he's the one that posted this on his normal page on Facebook, and I played it because, I'm always interested in seeing what the hell's going on, what's up with everybody else. So he had some really good points that I think people on both sides, no matter what race, religion, creed, political, whatever the fuck, he makes some really good points. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. I do want to say, please let us know what you think. Here's this gentleman right here. Go ahead and hit in those comments what you think as we play it, and I will pause it, but let's go ahead and start. Make sure the volume's up. Let me know how the sound is on that. We still suck ass, and yes, our camera sucks. I've been trying to work with a DSLR, I think, something like that. The camera that we got isn't very good, so I will let you know right now, we will probably not be monetized because of the way that we say stuff and the way what we talk about and all that stuff. So if you guys have some ideas on how we can raise some funds and better our surroundings, which we're already in to work on some of it, but we definitely need a new camera, and I'm broke as fuck. So if you guys can help us out, let us know. Anyway, we need some more views. We need some more likes, subscribe. So hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you know that when we're coming on. I'll give you a second to do so. All right, that second's up. All right, anyway, go ahead and help us out. We're open-minded. We like to talk. We like to see everyone's side. When I was in high school, I was not part of any particular clique. I could work with anybody. That's just the way it was because I understood that everyone has a different perspective. And yeah, so anyway, let's go. Hit it up.
The news went crazy the other day.
Okay.
The news went crazy the other day. Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Savannah, Georgia, Jacksonville, Florida. Text me Monday for the details. Joe Biden has allocated $20 million for new crack pipes to be brought into the black community so the chemically addicted brothers and sisters can have a clean high.
$20 million. $20 million. Now, let's be fair. It was, what, 70s? Was it the 70s, maybe 80s, that it was kind of proven that the CIA was pushing in crack into the black communities, which was fucked up. Don't get me wrong, that's fucked up. That's, like, why would you do that? That's fucked up. Nonetheless, white people have their own massive, oh no, it's not massive, but it is massive issue with drugs, and it's not crack. At least I don't think it is. I don't deal with the shit, so I don't know. But Sleepy Joe got jokes. That's right. The white people crack, it's called meth. All right? We got a huge issue with some meth. And I swear to God, these goddamn mosquitoes are going to drive me absolutely fucking crazy. I got a thermocell, though. Let's see if this shit works. So we'll do a review tonight as well. Does thermocell work? But white people, we have an issue with meth. A huge issue. A huge issue with meth. So that's like giving meth addicts needles or pipes, or I think they smoke it. Honestly, I don't know much about meth because I never dealt with it. So I couldn't really tell you. What's Shane say? He's going to do that and claim he's helping the black community. What a clown. That's kind of what this guy talks about. So that's the big thing. You're going to give a bunch. It doesn't matter what community it is. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, fucking whatever it is. You're going to give these people the means to use a drug. That's illegal. That's illegal. So when you hand them this and then you watch them walk around the corner and smoke the drug or whatever they're going to do, shoot it up with some of those people that do heroin and shit like that, that they give clean needles and stuff. I understand the idea, well, we don't want them, you know. Look, if they're on this shit, I mean, that's kind of part Skeet. Oh yeah, dude. Skeeter's bad. Skeeter's bad. Can you see him on the camera? But nonetheless, the whole thing is you're giving these drug addicts the means to do their drugs. And then what are you going to do? You're going to bust them for doing the drugs. So you're basically setting them up for failure, which is fucked up. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you spend that $20 million in going into like rehab or something, helping in with whatever the fuck got them to that point where they have to do crack? If it's the economy, so they can't grow and they resort to crack as their kind of coping mechanism or whatever, why don't we figure out and spend that $20 million into that instead of spilling it into crack pipes, which then other people are going to end up becoming, because we didn't solve the problem. We just put a Band-Aid when they're fucking, their arm's missing and they need a tourniquet. Let's just put a goddamn Band-Aid on that. No problem. Don't worry about that, little guy. We'll just... So then they just keep voting for us, or they keep doing whatever because we're giving them free crack pipes. Anyway, let's go.
Let me say it again.
Yep, say it again.
$20 million.
$20 million.
For crack pipes so addicts can get high safe. And he's doing it in the name of racial equality. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, he's 100% right
and
on
you
this.
Negroes still won't get off the Democratic Party plantation.
He's got a point. He's got a fucking point. I won't say all, because I don't want to be, you're racist or whatever, or a bigot or whatever. But from what I understand, which I might be wrong, if I'm wrong, please let me know. And I will change my stance 100%. But the majority of the black community does vote Democrat, regardless if they agree with them or not. So they vote Democrat because the Democrats always tell them that, look, we're going to help you, we're going to help you, we're going to help you, we're going to help you. Now, honestly, anybody from any demographic other than myself, dealing with the Democrat Party and voting for them, have they ever really helped you? Have they helped you? If they have, tell me how they have helped you so that I can do a little bit of research and then find out. But it seems like things haven't really changed. So let's continue on. But he's right. And that's the thing, is that's the new saying, is the Democratic plantation. Because they're tricking people into, okay, do this, we'll give you this for free. You're not helping the situation. You're basically incentivizing the situation to get them to keep going. Just like, with the whole trans thing. Okay, we'll keep saying trans, we'll support trans, because then that's a new generation of voters that we can get from it, even if we don't know that it doesn't make any sense. Or it's just a fad for now. Whatever it is, I don't know. Let's move on.
You Negroes still won't get off the Democratic Party plantation. You Negroes still will not get off the Democratic Party plantation.
So, just to let you know, it's common knowledge that if you repeat yourself 3 times, it kind of sticks in people's head more. So you'll hear him repeat himself a lot, but that's why. That's why.
$20 million.
20 million.
Pipes.
20
Do
million.
you know how racist that is? Do you know how insulting that is? Do you know how disrespectful that is? Do you know how throwback Joe that is? You mean to tell me that the same man who engineered the 1994 Bill Clinton crime bill, the same man who engineered the 1994 Bill Clinton crime bill, locking you up for drugs, comes back 30 years later, 28 years, but I'm going to round it off.
Round it up.
30 years later, after he done locked up more black men in history, He comes back 30 years later, and now he's going to give you $20 million to distribute crack pipes through the black community, and you Negroes still don't believe the CIA.
He's got a great point. So 28 years later, or 28 years ago, we'll go 28 years ago. 28 years ago, he helped the crime bill, or basically designed a crime bill that put huge disparities between cocaine and crack cocaine, which put a lot of minorities in prison for extraordinary amount of time just because of the difference of cocaine and crack cocaine. Now, again, I don't do cocaine or crack cocaine, but I have seen now I forget it. There was a little like documentary kind of movie thing back in the day. If any of you guys remember it, let me know. But they were showing guys going through and they would cook crack. Well, at least from what, if that movie, documentary, whatever the hell it was true, all it was is they had boiling water, they poured cocaine in it, and then they put baking soda, I think it was baking soda or baking powder, one of the two, and boom, you would have crack. So you got a shit ton more time for adding water and baking soda, baking powder, whatever it was, to it. How does that make any sense? Like we talked about in the presidential run, I don't know what the standard recreational use for cocaine is. I don't know what it is because I've never done it. So I don't know. All right. I'll be 100% honest with you. There was only one time that I ever did cocaine, and I didn't know I was doing it. All right. Some guy that when I was 17, I think I was 17, maybe 16, we were at a party and shit, and as far as I knew, nobody did cocaine or anything. So we were smoking a blunt, which is a weed cigar, for the rest of you that don't know what that is. 16, 17 years old, I'm like, okay, cool. You know what? I've known this guy for a minute. We're cool. No worries. Smoked this blunt with this guy. Right after the blunt was done, I was like, yeah, it's time to go. So, and it wasn't even that late. Me and my best friend started walking down the stairs, and all of a sudden we started feeling like we were on the fucking moon. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, there was no gravity and shit like that. I felt like I was floating. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Come to find out, that guy called it chronic, which I don't know if it's the same term nowadays, but he had laced it with cocaine. And I was like, hell no, dude. No. Last time I ever smoked with that guy. No, hell no. Nope, not a part of that shit at all. You a fucking cokehead. Holy shit. That's funny. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've never actually snorted cocaine or any other way. That's the only way I've ever introduced into cocaine. I've seen a lot of people that did cocaine, and I actually worked for this guy at the Patio Cafe that my best friend also worked there. This motherfucker used to walk into, like, he was all kinds of weird, but I was 16 and on my own, so I needed a job. So, you know, I was the head cook at this place, and my best friend was the prep cook, and this motherfucker would just be, like, livid. And then he'd walk into the bathroom, right? Go into the bathroom. 2 minutes later, he would come out, rock and roll, and be all jacked up. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit. So that shit always, I was like, I don't know about this one. But there was a lot of people I seen that did cocaine and ended up getting addicted to it, and bad things happened. So I was like, yeah, no, not for me. The worst I ever did was probably marijuana. I tried acid once. It didn't work for me. it fucked with me, and didn't really fuck with me, but it fucked with me because of the sense that it really didn't hit me until the next day, which I was like, yeah, not doing that again. Shrooms never did anything. After those 3, I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking with anything else. I'll stick with the weed if I do anything. Other than that, coke used to be great at bars and pool halls too in the 90s. Well, I'm not sure, man. Shane, I never really did cocaine, like I said. That's why, like, in our presidential run, when we were like, what's the recreational? I don't know. I don't even know how much an 8-ball is. That's all I ever know about cocaine is an 8-ball, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know the size of it. I don't know the weight of it. I don't know. So I just don't fuck with it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Brought crack into the neighborhood. Y'all still don't believe Freeway Ricky Ross. Y'all still don't believe Freeway Ricky Ross. Joe Biden is going to give you brand new crack pipes with a U.S. government stamp on them. You can get a crack pipe with a U.S. government stamp from the President of the United States, but you can't get no school, you can't get no job, you can't get out of jail, you can't put a stop to police genocide, you can't reverse gentrification, you can't do nothing about economic apartheid, but you can get a crack pipe from Crazy Joe with a government stamp on it.
He's got a little bit of a point there. Do I really think that 100% that people who actually try can't get a job? No, I don't think that. Do I think that there's other things that play in with, like, housing and stuff like that? Yeah, shit costs way too much. Do I think it's too much for you to get education? Yes, I do. Do I think that, because you got to think, like, when it comes to education and shit like that, a lot of your local city taxes and county taxes play into your local schools. That's a big deal. But we also got to change society where we're not making everything all fucking violence and egotistical and stuff like that, where you have to fight or whatever and make things violent. We need to get away from that shit, because all it causes is people to be locked up too. That's all it causes. So I do agree with them that there's a lot of things that money could go to. Like I said, that $20 million could go to rehab, to fix, or even fixing the situations that cause them to want to go to crack or coke or meth or whatever the hell that it is.
You know why this is so sad?
Tell me.
$20 million is at least 2 or 3 small schools. Brand new schools for our children.
100%. I agree. $20 million is a few schools. If not, that's at least one. And even if you had the best school, like in the area that has shitty schools, whatever, or we divert them on wrong, or whatever, we divert the money out. We should not be putting it towards, an issue that we're having. Which Cable says, if it's a Biden pipe for now, it shall be known as crack. Shane's not wrong. But I wouldn't know if he's wrong. Apparently, Cable knows that he's not wrong. I don't exactly know what that infers. Moving on.
$20 million.
That's a lot of fucking money, dude.
That's at least 200 jobs, well-paying jobs.
Yeah.
Why not take that money and put black men to work? Why not take that money?
Why not?
And get these homeless black people off the street.
100%.
Why not take that money and build black
Biden
businesses? Why not take that $20 million and open up some institutions? But you want to spend $20 million on crack pipes?
Again, all that shit he said is true. That could be jobs. That could be investing in businesses. That could be a lot of other things instead of adding to the issue. Like I said, you're just going to give them the crack pipes. They got to smoke something out of it. What's the fucking point of giving them crack pipes? So they go get crack, and then you go and bust them. So now you have this circle going on, and like me and Cable have talked about before, there's a shit ton of private prisons that make money off of people filling those cells, which we both didn't agree with. We don't agree with private prison. You shouldn't be making money off of people being incarcerated. That's fucking bullshit. That is 100% bullshit. So, yes, this money could be allocated, and I would have no issue at all if that $20 million went to any of the things that he said so far. None. Not one issue at all. I would actually prefer it, and I would stand right next to him and any other goddamn person who lobbied or protested or whatever to have that $20 million not go towards crack pipes and actually go towards any of the things that he said. Let me know what you think. Here we go.
Check this. I haven't heard the Congressional Black Caucus say one word about it. I haven't heard the Congressional Black Caucus say one word about it. I haven't heard the Congressional Black Caucus say one word about $20 million for crack pipes.
Now, why wouldn't you?
If you're going to give out the crack pipe, that means you have to make sure they have crack to smoke.
Boom! There it is. Exactly. 100% fucking exactly. Exactly. This is fucking bullshit. And honestly, I kind of feel like it's against people's constitutional rights because you're aiding them and setting them up for failure. Shane says it's entrapment to keep the prisons full and their pockets fuller. Yes, it's like the military industrial complex just with prisons. Let's lock everybody the fuck up. You know, we incarcerate more people per capita than any other country in the world on stupid shit. But then we're like, well, why do we, incarcerate all these people on crack? You're giving them free crack pipes. What the fuck do you think they're going to do with these crack pipes? Make goddamn chandeliers for their home? No, they're not going to do that. That's fucking stupid. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to go smoke crack, and you're going to bust them for that, and then they lose that crack pipe because now it's possession of paraphernalia, and that's evidence, so they want that. So what happens to that crack pipe? It gets destroyed. So that $20 million gets destroyed. For what? To feel like you're doing something to help people? You're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody. You're definitely not helping the people who are addicted to that. And from what this guy's is saying, is that's mainly the black community. And I do not agree with that. Stop fucking doing that shit. You can't say that you're for helping people of color or minorities or anything like that when you're setting them up for fucking failure. That's not, no. And I'm not saying Republicans are the go for that. All I'm saying is Democrats aren't doing you any favors. Republicans probably aren't. You guys need to start looking at like libertarians. All right, they're kind of in the middle. The way that we generally look at shit is if it doesn't stop my life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, I really don't give a fuck. You could be trans, you could snort coke, as long as it's not, where you're negating your kids and all this shit. We don't give a fuck, right? As long as you could do what you need to do and you're not infringing on anybody else's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, we really don't give a shit. Because that's your freedom. Now just understand that if you fail because of your choices, that's also your accountability. You have to be accountable for all your actions. Just like me. I fucked up when I was a kid. I was held accountable. They didn't look at me and be like, oh man, oh shit, you're white, you're good. Don't worry about it, scoot along. Oh no, they nailed me to the fucking wall. Nailed me to the fucking wall. Didn't even try. Like, they did not give two fucking shits. So, I mean, when I hear all about this white privilege, I must have missed that day when they were handing out that shit because it didn't happen to me. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit back and watch other people, regardless of what they believe in or what color they are or what race they are or what creed they are or whatever they are. I don't give a shit about that. If you're an American, you have rights. regardless. So you should be given those rights and not be held back for whatever you look like or believe in. What's cable say? They're keeping the cells full, no money in an empty. That's right. No, there is no money. They make money off of this shit. They make a shit ton of money. See, if one of you guys out there, Shane or Cable, go ahead and give a look-see. See what the average cost of a incarcerated person costs the taxpayers. So let's see. We're going to keep on.
Understand, understand, overstand. Understand, understand, overstand. If you're going to give $20 million for crack pipes, do you know what that means? That means that you have to guarantee that they're going to get some crack to smoke with the pipe.
Otherwise, what's the point?
There must be a demand for the supply.
Yep.
So if Crazy Joe is guaranteeing black folks $20 million worth of crack pipes, he must also be guaranteeing you $100 million worth of crack. Lord have mercy.
That's a great point. If he's giving you $20 million worth of crack pipes, the shit's got to play in somewhere. Otherwise, why? I mean, let's be fair. This motherfucker can't budget worth of shit anyway, which is why me and Cable said that there should be a budget when you run for president, so we can see that you can actually budget money efficiently. But nonetheless, if you're going to give $20 million, then you're expecting at least 2, 3, 4, in this case, 5 times more. 5 times more of your investment that's going to make money back. Not only are you doing $100 million in crack, which you'll probably make money off of, but what's Cable say? $19,000 a year per person in Florida. They incarcerate them. So now you're making that as well. 20, is that the highest, Cable? $29,000 in Hawaii? Because if so, that's still quite a bit of money. That's per year. $19,000 in Florida, $29,000 in Hawaii per year. Shane says, still paying for all my fuck-ups. Oh, yeah, man. Me too. The shit I fucked up when I was a kid, even though I'm allowed to do a lot of things because I've made up for a lot of the shit that I did, there's still certain things because of those fuck-ups that I'm not allowed to have because of that, which we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll inform you guys. But moving on.
Lord have mercy.
Shit.
Lord have. If you're going
highest
to guarantee
29,000
a pipe, that means you know something I don't know. If you can put $20 million in crack pipes out in the hood, doesn't that mean Crazy Joe must know that he got $100 million worth of new crack coming into the ghetto? I'm going to take it a step further.
What you got, man?
I'm going to take it a step further.
Hit it.
I'm going to take it a step further.
3 times, let you know.
I'm going to take it a step further.
4 times, oh
because
shit.
we're in the age of chemical warfare. So if Joe Biden is going to spend $20 million on crack pipes, $20 million on crack pipes in the name of racial equality, Lord have mercy. How disrespectful can you be?
That's pretty fucking rough.
How disrespectful. He said, I'm not going to give you real estate equality. I'm not going to give you political equality. I'm not going to give you economic equality. I'm not going to give you educational equality, but I will give you crack pipe equality.
I mean, overall, he's right. I mean, we're not going to try and fix the systems. If anything, we're not going to fix the educational system to make it where, you know, even in the ghettos and shit like that. Like, I've been in ghettos. I grew up around Section 8. I've been in a lot of if most of you guys don't know what Section 8 is, that's poor. Section 8, you were paying like, at least when I was up and around it, you're paying like $28 to $40 a month for a house. Like, shit, I wish I did that now. I mean, I don't, but I do, because the Section 8 housing was fucking awful. before I joined the military, I had been hit by a ricochet of somebody shooting at me. Lucky enough, they couldn't shoot worth a shit. So it hit the ground, bounced up, and hit me in the leg. I've also been stabbed before I joined the military. Both of these times, and ran over 4 times. Both of the, or all of these times was before I even joined the military. All of them were in bad areas where I lived in Section 8 housing. It's rough shit to grow up in, man. That's rough shit. You're not going to pay attention in school because your school sucks. And on top of that, you have to worry about, am I going to make it fucking home? So this is some stuff that we need to focus on and that we need to fix. I'm there. Yeah, this is bullshit. Anyway, go ahead.
Lord have mercy.
You might hear some raining going on. I'm in a barn because I'm poor.
I'm not going to give you political equality. I'm not going to give your children academic equality. But
That's
will
fucking
make
bullshit.
sure you have an equal number of crack pipes that you can smoke.
And that's one of the things, again, sorry to keep pausing it, but that's one of the things that we brought up in the presidential run, that we need to make it where we can get kids that are willing to put in the effort. No matter what economic background they are, we can put them in good schools. But that's temporarily. The big thing is to fix the schools where they all kind of have a basic baseline. We've talked about, with child support and shit like that. You should only have to pay so much for area for child support, no matter how much you make. All the kids should have a certain standard of schooling, no matter where they live. Period. So, keep on.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Is it possible
It is.
that they're giving out those crack pipes? Is it possible that they're giving out those crack pipes? Is it possible that they're giving out those crack pipes because they got a special shipment of crack coming to the black community that's going to devastate our chemically addicted brothers and sisters and put they damn lights out?
Fentanyl! Holy shit. They already did it to the white folks, so why the fuck wouldn't they do it to anybody else? Fentanyl. Didn't they all of a sudden, and then now there's some new kind of fentanyl that's even worse than fentanyl. They keep doing this shit, man. They're trying to, it's almost like they're purposely trying to do goddamn population control or some shit through that. They're like, oh, well, these people aren't worth the shit, even though they're down on their luck because of whatever it might be, because we inflated the entire economic system or whatever it is. No. Let's just give them something that's going to kill them off. But at the same time, then you got Narcan. So we can give Narcan to these people, keep them alive so they keep doing it. I'm almost guaranteed the government making some kind of money off of that shit. Not only for just Narcan, because they're tied in with the pharmaceutical companies, but the fact that they're probably have something to do with the drug inflow in anyway. But why wouldn't they do it for this? Go ahead, man.
Listen to me.
Do it.
The crack
what you got?
pipes is a setup.
It is.
It is a setup for a mass biochemical warfare campaign against the undesirables.
It's already happened. It's already started.
Think about it.
It's already started.
Think about it. Let's think about it. Who cares about the homeless drug addicts? Let's think about it.
No one.
Who care about the prostitutes
No one.
selling themselves for drugs? Who cares about the black community? Don't care about them. Black church don't do nothing for them.
No community cares.
Barack Obama didn't care about them.
Nope.
All he talked about was middle class. All he kept saying was middle class. They let white folks know he wasn't talking about black people. Middle class was Barack Obama's code word for non-Negro Americans. Middle class was Barack Obama's code word for non-Negro Americans. Middle class was Barack Obama's code word for non-Negro Americans.
Shane, wonder how they'll distribute. Same way they did in the 70s or whatever when they introduced the crack into the black community anyway. You have those guys who are dealers, and basically you supply them, and you just don't bust them. That's the key. Or if you do bust them for like kind of a, sideshow, hey, da 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 da, you just let them out. No problem. No charges can really be stuck to them. Boom, done. No problem. Get them back on the street, dealing out the drugs that they're already dealing. It's just a whole circus of bullshit. And I do agree with him. Like, Barack Obama was the first black president. And as far as I can see, I might be wrong. Ice cream trucks, yeah, probably. Probably. But I would have to agree that in most of the instances that I've seen through Facebook and like I watch a lot of different stuff to get different perspectives. Most people of the black community agree that I see. Maybe it's just because of the shit that I see. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. But a lot of people agree that Barack Obama didn't do much for the black community. But they don't go against him because he was the first black president. Which I'm like, I really don't care what you are. Like, I don't care if you're first black president, Asian president, whatever the fuck. All these people voted for you because they believed that you were going to help them, and you didn't. And that's fucking bullshit. I feel like Barack Obama needed the middle class to, keep him in office, even though because he knew that the black community would just vote for him anyway, regardless of what he did. So he had to keep everyone else in check because it just wouldn't work out any other way. What's it say? Cable says, for the pipes, it will be the needle exchange. Yeah. You can go, I'm sure they'll start setting up areas where you can go and, smoke your crack, and there'll be medical professionals there. Like, why are we even perpetuating this shit? Like, this is bullshit. Shane says, door to door. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me. But so far, let me know what you guys think in the feed. We're pretty far into this. Not quite. I need to stop talking and let them talk. But what do you guys think about this? Because this seems this guy's got some good points. Let's go.
Nobody care about the black homeless.
Nope.
And by the way, black people are suffering homelessness in record levels right now. COVID and the loss of jobs and the setback of the economy, more black people are unemployed and homeless than in a long time. So all these homeless people are getting high to cope with their new lifestyle.
Because of the lockdowns.
Newly homeless.
Those Democrats locked everything down. Okay, so jobs got lost, and now we're dealing with this shit. So keep that in mind, too.
Black people are getting high to cope with the stress of their new lifestyle, and your president ain't going to get them a job.
Nope.
Your president ain't going to get them a house.
He's talking about Biden.
Your president ain't going to get them no real treatment.
Nope.
Instead, he's going to send them some new crack pipes.
Yep.
And I believe that the government has a new shipment. Of crack that is going to have a special configuration.
Like fentanyl.
Chemical variant in the new shipment of crack that's going to flood the ghetto. I ain't been wrong yet. I ain't been wrong on a prediction in 20 years.
Now, I haven't seen him before,
the most
but I will watch more of his stuff.
I ain't got it wrong yet. I'm telling you right now, they're going to put the crack pipes out. They're going to push a whole new variant of crack, a type of
just
crack
like meth.
ain't seen. This new crack you about to get from the CIA, is going to be unlike nothing you saw, and it's going to knock these brothers and sisters right on their ass. It's going to knock them right on their ass. $20 million for the pipes, a whole new fresh set of dope, a whole new fresh shipment of dope. They're going to flood the black community with dope like they did during the era of the Black Panther.
And for you guys out there, go ahead and hit a quick search. Does Narcan work for crack, or is it just like meth and shit like that? Because that might be another setup. If you can do, you give them crack or crack pipes, new set of crack, but Narcan also takes them out so they can keep smoking that crack, which means that you keep them alive barely, You keep them alive to keep buying that crack, and then you could keep funding Narcan, which is a pharmaceutical shit. So now you're making money in two places. Does Narcan actually help resuscitate people in an overdose for crack cocaine? Let's see. What do you guys in that chat box? What do you got?
They're going to flood the black community with dope like they did during the era of the Black Panthers. One of the reasons the CIA brought the crack in the 1980s was to make sure they decimated and destroyed the last legacy of the Black Power, Black Panther liberation, and the support that they received from the community. Let us be clear. The black community is still suffering the impact of the 1980s, 1990s,
oh, so it's the 80s,
2010, 2020 crack epidemic. We are still real. We have not caught our...
All right, so Cable says that it's a Narcan is opioid blocker, so it won't do anything for crack, or is crack an opioid? Crack isn't an opioid. Okay. I wonder if all of a sudden some new goddamn version of Narcan comes out that does do that, and that's a new thing that they could sell that's already set up and ready to go. So as this stuff starts becoming an epidemic, they got something new. But yeah, fuck those people with, diabetes and shit and needs goddamn insulin, and fuck those people that have cancer. Yeah, fuck that. Even though Biden said, if you go back, watch Biden from the beginning of the time that he ran for president, he said, if you vote for me and I become president, I will eliminate cancer. Cancer will be no more. Has he done anything of that matter? No, he hasn't. And he's never said anything ever again. And I've only seen one or two people that even mentioned the fact that he had said that. So this is bullshit. I don't believe anything that motherfucker says. But apparently, this whole goddamn country's being set up, regardless of black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever the fuck you are. We're all getting fucked equally. Some people maybe a little bit more than others, but more or less, everybody's getting fucked.
Balance since we got hit with that right hand of crack in the 1980s. And
1980s,
now
okay.
Hit us with a whole new level of crack.
Yeah, they got you guys voting for him.
Brothers and sisters, we better.
Why not?
Brothers and sisters, we better get ready. They're not playing with us. This is the setup for the setback. I cannot believe the Congressional Black Caucus, the Urban League, the NAACP, the Divine Nine, the black churches, the community-based groups. I don't hear nobody protesting.
Nobody's saying shit.
$20 million for clean, government-issued crack pipes in the ghetto in the name of racial equality.
And, 100%, I 100% agree with them. Holy shit. If you look at even Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter was all for all these different things. And then a lot of people, they raise a shit ton of money. Tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars. Very little of it went to what they were fucking talking about. Very little of it went to what they were trying to get done. Most of them pocketed it. There was I think they said $60 million just vanished. It's all a fucking setup. This is all a fucking setup. And that's the thing, is they're all trying to divide us, because even in Afghanistan, what we figured out very quickly was if there was the Taliban that we fought, and shit, now I forgot the other one. It starts with an H, but either way, they hated each other and they hated us. So if we could get them to fight each other, we didn't have to deal with them as much, because they would just kill off each other. It's the same thing, man. If they could divide the country and have us fight each other based off of race, based off of sexuality, based off of religion, based off of our political views, then that's less shit that gets in the way of them, and they could take over. Fuck that shit. This is the time that we stand up with everybody, even though I won't 100% agree with everything this guy says. So far, I agree with a lot of what he says, and we can compromise, and he seems like a free thinker, so I'm willing to be like, yo, man, let's sit down, let's hash this out. Let's get something that we both meet in the middle ground, and we go after the people that are actually trying to fuck us over, because I'm not trying to fuck you over. You're not trying to fuck me over. Let's go get after these people that are trying to fuck us both over, because fuck that. All right, let's see. Opioid drugs will stop your heart. Meth isn't an opioid. Meth and crack will overdose in a different way, make your heart explode, basically. Fair enough, it's heroin that's opioids. So even with meth, you're kind of fucked. But I thought they used meth, or used Narcan for meth. I might be wrong. But that's something that we're going to have to bring up, Cable. We're not done with this one yet.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
And you are still on the Democratic Party plantation. You are still on the Democratic Party plantation. Listen to this. Listen to this. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration is now accepting applications for the first ever harm reduction grant program. We will issue $30 million in grants.
People said yes, heroin and pills are mostly.
Authorized by the American Rescue Plan will help increase access to a range of community harm reduction services. Y'all hear that? Harm reduction services. If you want to reduce harm, give us some damn jobs.
Yeah.
You want to reduce harm? Get people off the street.
Yeah.
You want to reduce harm? Give people a house. That's how you reduce harm. Not give
them a house. I'm not 100% with that. Don't give them a house, but make it affordable for them to get a house. I don't care what race, creed, whatever the fuck, like I said before, doesn't matter. Everybody should earn what they get, but you shouldn't make it so goddamn impossible. At the same time, please, for the fucking sake of God that I don't believe in, stop making it where these people that work at McDonald's and Wendy's and shit like that, oh, we need $15 an hour. You still cannot make my goddamn... I said, light mayonnaise, no tomato. That's it. I'm actually reducing steps, and you still can't do it correctly, but you want more money. How the fuck does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense. Now, we got to be responsible as individuals and accountable for what we do, but at the same time, it shouldn't... When our grandfathers and grandmothers and whatever could work one part-time job and put themselves through college, and you can't even do that now, there's a fucking problem. We got to go back and figure out where we went wrong to fix that.
Giving out crack pipes. Let's continue.
Keep going. What you got?
As they work to help prevent overdose deaths, reduce health risks associated with drug use. We will accept applications from state, local, tribal, and territorial governments. With overdose deaths exceeding 100,000 over a 10-month period for the first time,
100,000.
This funding opportunity will provide support for those working in communities to reduce the harm of drug use. Providing funding and support for innovative harm reduction is in line with the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration's
got a third viewer.
ongoing
Who's out there?
to address the overdose epidemic. Wow. We're going to deal with drug addiction by giving you more access to drugs. Can I ask you guys a question? Do you not get arrested for possession of any amount of crack?
Oh, holy shit, yes you do.
Didn't Joe Biden write a law in 1994, the Bill Clinton crime bill, that arrests you for any amount of crack? Yes, it does.
Yep, 100%.
Yes, it does.
Even the
police catch you
residue.
with crack, they can arrest you with any amount of the illegal substance. So if you can go to jail,
There's
for
the
possessing
Mrs.
crack-
Miss Mayhem.
I'm absolutely serious, Sister Lanisa Turner. Go to what is it? HHS.gov and read it for yourself. Go to HHS, Health and Human Services.
Yep.
G-O-V. You know the website. Go check it out.
Yep. Go look at it. Seriously, go look at this shit.
But here's what I'm saying. If you can go to jail for possession of any amount of crack, if you get a pipe from Joe Biden and the police roll up on you while you smoking crack and the police catch you with the crack, don't you still go to jail?
Yes, you do.
Are you exempt from going to jail if you smoke crack with Joe Biden's pipe?
Something tells me that you're not. Something tells me that you're still going to fucking jail because it's still against federal law. So it kind of sounds like a setup, like we've been saying from the very beginning. Keep going.
I'm asking y'all a question.
Seriously.
Are you exempt from going to jail if you smoke crack with Joe Biden's pipe?
Yes, you
Because
are.
if you are not exempt from going to jail for smoking crack with Joe Biden's government-issued crack pipe, that means Joe Biden is setting you up to go to jail. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. If you can go to jail for possession of crack and Joe Biden is giving you a crack pipe, is he not aiding and abetting in criminal behavior? Is Joe Biden, the president of the United States, so-called leader of the free world, is he not aiding and abetting criminal activity by giving you a government-issued crack pipe to smoke an illegal substance?
What do you guys think? Is he aiding and abetting in criminal activity by giving you a crack pipe, which in return, you're supposed to use that crack pipe to smoke crack? That's why it's called a crack pipe. And then you go to jail? I mean, like, that's aiding and abetting, is it not? For anybody that watches this, if you're in law enforcement or whatever, I'm sure you guys won't watch this, but maybe you will. But either way, isn't that aiding and abetting?
Where the black lawyers at?
Where are they at?
Where the black lawyers at? Where are the
Get
black
your free,
lawyers
get
at?
a...
Can Joe Biden be charged
Oh, that's
with
funny.
aiding and abetting criminal behavior and
Yeah,
drug
it's
activity,
the same thing. Yeah.
and drug possession and drug use by giving out crack pipes in the black community? Can he be charged as an accomplice?
That is a great question, and I 100% agree with him. Can he be charged? If he can, and he's doing this, and he signed this shit to do it, to get that $20 million, then yes, he should be charged. I don't give a flying fuck who you are, what you believe in, whatever. If it's still federal law, why didn't you change the federal law before you did this? Speaking of which, I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but there's sirens going off. Maybe they're going after somebody with a crack pipe that was given by Joe Biden. But you should be held accountable, 100%. 100. I don't give a flying fuck. What's it say? Needle exchange was under the guise of reducing shared needles and disease. You knew what these people were going to be. Yeah, that is 100% what they were going to be using. You knew that's what it was going to. Funny enough, I haven't seen the government give out free bags of shrooms. I don't know what kind of, you have 8 balls of cocaine, I guess. I don't know what the shroom thing is, or free hits of acid. They're not giving out free joints. Why are they giving out shit that actually, 100% kills you? If nothing else, give out free joints. That doesn't kill you. But what is the purpose of them giving out such a fucking addictive, a tool to use such an addictive substance? I don't get it.
Is he not guilty of aiding and abetting?
I feel like he is, 100%. I think it's arguable that he is. Got to check that.
It's a setup.
That smoke detector battery,
of
buddy.
our gentrification. Remember, all systems of white supremacy are coordinated and collaborated. All systems of white supremacy are coordinated and collaborated. All systems of white supremacy are coordinated and collaborated. So if they're trying to take back the ghetto, they want to get all the homeless people out. How do you get rid of people who don't have a home? How do you get rid of people?
I'll answer what he's going with, and that's to kill him. But nonetheless, this is kind of the part where I start veering off. And I'm like, bro, up until now, I've been with you. I'm not a white supremacist. I don't believe that white people should be in control of everything. I think as a human and more so as an American citizen, you are entitled to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, regardless of what your creed, race, political views are, any of that. If I see people that are white supremacists, I 100% don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because no matter who you are, everyone has their own perspective and grew up. Like I said, I've been in Section 8. I've been in bad neighborhoods. I've been shot at. I've been stabbed. I've been ran over. In the military, I've been blown up twice. I've been out of the military. I got ran over 2 more times. When I got in trouble when I was a kid, they did not give a fuck that I was white. They did not care. They nailed me to the God. Yeah, Shane heard the siren. But they nailed me to the fucking wall. I did not get any kind of privilege. And because of that, that's why I'm like, oh, I'm not on a high horse, is because I grew up in some very bad, underprivileged shit, where even though my parents didn't exactly, my family wasn't bad off, but I was the middle child, and I was treated like some kind of goddamn just fucking orphan that was still in the house instead of being put in an orphanage, and that was fucked up to me. So I understand a lot of shit. When I was in middle school and high school, I had to work for the people that gave you pizza. You went and bought pizza and your cookies and hamburgers, whatever. I had to work for that lady, so at the end, I could eat lunch that day. So not all of it is, based on skin color, but he's able to speak. Let's see his perspective. Let's let him have his moment here. Most of the shit, like I said, I agree with him. This is kind of where I start veering off a little bit, but let's see what he's got.
Who don't have a home, you kill them off.
Like I said,
kill them off.
You kill them all.
A new crack epidemic is coming to Black America, something like you never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
You better get ready. And we are still disorganized. What did I tell you? You need power to get justice. You need power to get justice.
You need people together. And one way that you can get people, like I said, even though you talked about white supremacy, I'm not going to say that, I'm a white supremacist or I believe in white supremacy, because I'm not, and I don't. But even though you said that, and I disagree with that, I don't disagree with anything else that you said so far, so I'm still willing to stand beside you, because maybe you haven't heard the perspective that you need to hear. But just like I haven't heard every perspective that I need. So
you need power to get justice, and you can't get power without organization.
You can't.
Jackson, Mississippi, next Thursday, African Art Gallery. Shreveport, Louisiana, next Saturday.
Louisiana,
Southern University
Fort Polk.
in Shreveport. Savannah, Georgia.
Been there.
Wednesday the 23rd. Location coming soon. Jacksonville, Florida. Thursday the 24th. Location coming soon. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, and it is time to understand, overstand, and understand. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism by any means necessary. Black power.
All right, so you guys are still on this. What is Pan-Africanism? I never looked that up. So what is Pan-Africanism, so that we make sure we're on the same page? Honestly, like I said, I don't know much about that kind of stuff. But other than that last little bit, I'm with them 100%, and I would not put it past any government entity to try and do that shit and fuck any group up. just so they can get their way. That's the whole thing with manipulation and stuff like that. That's all this is manipulation, no matter if it's for whites or blacks or Hispanics or whatever. It's all manipulation. Just like, you know, we open up the borders. Why do we open up the borders? It's not because we really care per se. It's more of we need the votes. If we open up the border, we get more votes, then we can stay in power. Like you said, power. You need the power. So then you could start putting in, you know, the New World Order or whatever, which they've said the silent part out loud a bunch of times. So what is the Pan-Africanism that he was talking about? What is, I have no idea. But either way, off of everything else he said, even though I don't agree with that stuff, I'd still stand with him and be like, yeah, man, this is kind of fucked up. Like, why are we spending that money on crack pipes when we can invest it in something that's actually going to help people instead of keeping them down? Why would we want to keep people down? So go ahead and throw it in those comments and everything. Like I said, we're going to have another show on Wednesday. I hope this wasn't supposed to last as long as it did, but it did. You guys kept chiming in, so I hope. What do you guys think? Was it a good episode? Should we do more like this? Should we watch some more of his stuff? Should we watch other stuff? I'm trying to reach out to different people and watch their stuff, and you know, that's the whole thing about being bunkered down is we get different perspectives so we can come together and fight the bullshit that's really not necessary. So Wednesday we're going to do this again. We'll have Cable in here. Right Cable. Nonetheless, hey, at the very end, guess what? Pen check. Who doesn't have a pen? Who doesn't? Shane, do you have a pen? Cable, do you have a pen? Miss Mayhem, do you have a pen? Get a pen. If you don't have a pen, you're already out. Go ahead and give us a squeeze. Honk, honk. Remember, go fuck yourself. I'm Sarge Mayhem. And until next time, when Cable's back in here, we'll be doing it again 20:30 on Wednesday. Until then, remember, go fuck yourself. Got mine. Oh, Cable, attaboy. I knew you would. I knew you would, man. I knew you would. Shane, what you got? You still in there, Shane? Come on. All right. Miss Mayhem got her pen. Where's Shane? Shane, you're the only one left. Come on. I don't want to cut this off without knowing you have a pen. Don't be searching around the fucking house. Do you have the pen right now or not? Hit it up. Do you have the pen or not? What's going on? All right, he's already out. Fuck it. So that's it for us. Well, me, I guess. No, us. Womp womp. Till next time, on Wednesday, 20:30. Let us know if you guys are going to be in there. Remember, always great to have the chat. We won't be doing Freak Check Friday this week. We're going to be doing it every other Friday. So every other Friday will be Freak Check Friday, where you could call in. You can do whatever. We're going to do Reddit. If you have some good topics for Reddit, go ahead and let us know. Until then, like I said, I'm Sarge Mayhem. Go fuck yourself, and I'm out. Oh, no, it's still Freak Check Friday. But that's going to be on next Friday, not this Friday. Next Friday. Go fuck yourself. All right, we're on our way out. All right. Cool.